We are praying. Abba Father, everlasting God, it is not in vain that you saw it as well. At this time, Father, we beseech you, dear Father, to listen to your voice once more, dear Lord. Thank you even for this Lord, who you have prepared, Father, to speak unto us, Lord. That which, Father, you wanted her to speak unto us, Father, may it find a praise in our hearts, Father. Bless us all. In my good prayer of faith. Amen. We have a Bible study, after which we have the choir presentation, and then we have the associate interactive session. Then we call it a day. So, yes. The Lord bless you. Amen. Welcome.
Happy Sabbath.
Happy day.
Happy day.
Happy Sabbath.
I want to thank God specifically for this day and basically because of you young people that have gathered here this afternoon to worship Him and to honor His name. First of all, to appreciate starting from the young girl that has just presented. Thank you, Dedan, for choosing to guide your child through this path. That's the right way to raise your child. And God bless you and bless this beautiful girl. The church choir that has blessed us with beautiful songs. Thank you so much. You've made it as if it was a choir Sabbath. Sijui kama umepatako ka feeling ka choir Sabbath. Kuna mtu amepatako ka feeling ka choir Sabbath. Wameimba, si ndio? We just appreciate them, right? Okay, there's something I need to read. Something small before I start what I want to present this afternoon. From the book of Joshua, chapter 24, verse 15, which says, "But if serving the Lord seems undesirable to you, then choose for yourself this day who you will serve, whether the gods your forefathers served beyond the river, or the gods of the Amorites in whose land you are living. But as for me and my household, we will serve the Lord." I know this is what is in our hearts as young people. You have decided that me and my studies, for those of us who have not gotten their families, they're saying that, but for me and my household, I believe your household is that a small cube and your books and your everything. You have decided that for me and my household, I'm going to serve the Lord. And I have to appreciate that. Thank you so much. And whatever that you are doing in the house of the Lord will never go unappreciated and unnoticed. Amen? Amen. A story is told in the Bible of a young boy, a young man, let me call him a young man, about 17 years old. That's a man, right? That's a man. And this man's name is Joseph. You know Joseph of the Bible? This favorite son of Jacob, right? A dreamer, right? Kuna watu bado wako kwa ile age ya kudream, ama sisi tushamaliza kudream. Sasa we are accomplishing our dream or we are living our dreams. Kuna watu tuko kwa hiyo age ya kudream. Tunajenga. We are still dreaming. We are still that age. If you dreamt and your dream has not come to pass, you're free to go back and dream again. It's acceptable, yeah, right? It's really acceptable. So this young man here has a nickname that he was given by his brothers, a dreamer. And of course, he was a dreamer. His first dream dreams about he dreams him being in the field with his siblings, and they were gathering sheaves. And from nowhere, the sheaves of his sheep first stood upright, and the rest, the siblings' sheaves stood and bowed towards his. And when he shared this dream to his siblings, of course, being a small boy down there among the siblings, and this dream was like, ilikuwa inakaa hivi kama iko na kakitu kama inachota hivi kidogo, and the other brothers were like, this young boy is joking, right? And Kimchezo Joseph comes up with another dream, and this time around he's dreaming about the sun, the sun, the moon, and the stars. 11 stars, to be very specific. We have a lot of stars here. It's very unfortunate that here in Nairobi we don't have stars, but back home, if you are home, there's so many stars in the sky. So he sees the sun, the moon, and 11 stars specifically bowing before him. And when he shares this, he says inaharibu kabisa, and these people, they hate him the more. They even plot to kill him, You know the story, I don't want to go into details. One day the father sends him to go to the field and see where the brothers were taking care of the flock. And the siblings, when they see him, they're like, that dreamer is coming, and today we have to do something. Anapendwa sana na dad. Look at the robe that, the beautiful, the richly ornament that dad has made for him, Anampenda sana kutuliko. Tunakwanga nako kakitu. How many the siblings were Joseph peke yao ndo wanakwanga nako kakitu? So, the story, these people, they wanted to kill him, but it didn't happen. He was thrown into a cistern, and then there was this Ishmaelite merchants who were going to Egypt for some business, and they thought, like, why should we kill him? Let us sell him. If we sell him, at least we get some coins, right? Yeah, and they did, and that Joyce said, they brought him out of the cistern and sold him. The dream that Joseph had. That's what I'm telling you. Like, if your dream hasn't come true, you're free to go back and dream again, because that dream is supposed to change your life. It's supposed to change your family's life. It's supposed to change the family, your family back home, and even the nation or the place where God will place you. Those are the kind of dreams that you're supposed to dream. A dream that will change your life, a dream that will change your family's life, and a dream that will change the nation where God has placed you. Amen? Amen? So Joseph is sold, and here is now a slave in Potiphar's house. You know what happens in Potiphar's house? He's subjected to some temptations, and he being a man that, what was our key text? Him being a man that fears God and followed God as the way he was taught by his father. And one thing about Joseph, when he was at home, I know he had a backup. He had a backup from a dad that loved him so much, right? And now that he was in Egypt he was all alone, not even a family, he knew nobody, and he was a slave, not at home. And at this time, Joseph now depends upon God like 101 times because he knows he has no other person to look up to other than who? Other than who? Other than God. So Joseph, in his fear for God and his faithfulness to walk with God, he's tempted by Potiphar's wife, and he's like, how can I sin? How can I do such a wicked thing and sin before God? You know, and in resisting to this temptation, it caused him to go to prison, right? Prison for how many years? For more than 2 years. 2 years and something, right? Right? Yeah, I don't want to talk more about that story, you know it. Our key verse is coming from the book of Philippians chapter 2, verse 14 and 15. Somebody who is there to read for us.
Philippians 2:14 and 15.
Yes.
Do all things without murmurings and disputing, that you may be blameless and harmless, the sons of God without rebuke, in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, among whom ye shine as light in the world.
Amen. Do everything without complaining or without murmuring, so that you may become blameless and pure, children of God without fault, in a crooked and depraved generation, in which you shine like stars in the universe. You see, Joseph. I've just dashed through the story of Joseph. You know it well, but I just wanted to just point on some areas of interest. This young man here, God has put a dream in him, and God has a big vision or a great task ahead of this man. And through that a great task that God has put in this man, he has to go through some preparation for him to be able to take the task that God has ahead of him. I don't know if you people here, I don't know if you've gone through a kind of, but I know, most of us, we have gone through enough. We may call it enough, depending on how you see it. We have gone through 1 or 2, 3 challenges that in our human understanding and in our human nature, tunaweza ziangalia tu we are like, why is God allowing such kind of things to happen to us? Do we find ourselves in such a situation that you feel like, God, you could have done something. God, you could have helped this, You shouldn't allow such things to happen to me. I've been this faithful servant for you. I've worked for you. I've done everything. God, if I check on myself, kutoka nyuma, sijaona mahali Mungu nimekukosea. But why are you allowing such kind of things to happen to me? I don't know if you find yourself in such a situation. The Bible is advising us that let us do everything without complaining, that we may be pure and blameless and faultless, even as we are living in this crooked and morally corrupted generation. It has not happened by chance. And I think my sister mentioned something in the morning that the challenges that we are having, the problems that we are having, they are God's servants. I think that's how she put it. These are God's servants. I think I noted something here. The challenges that we go through in this life, they are majorly, God has allowed them to happen to us because they are meant to shape our character, to develop us, and to grow us in some way that we may be able and we may be ready for a bigger task that is ahead of us. I don't know if I'll be wrong if I say that if you're not facing bigger challenges in this life, then you should question your God. If you're not facing big and bigger many challenges in this life, then you should question your God. Big challenges should show us that God has a big interest in us.
He has seen a huge potential in us that he wants to utilize so that he can reach out to his people out there. The challenges that we are going through, see how much Joseph went through, being, let me call it betrayal from the siblings. Can we call it betrayal? Can we call it betrayal? Yeah, from the siblings. They are plotting to kill him just because he dreamed. It was just a dream, Did he choose to dream? He didn't, right? He just slept like any other of us. His siblings slept, and in the morning he woke up with a dream. It wasn't his fault, but he sees the kind of hatred that the siblings are holding against him until they even want to kill him. And see him in Potiphar's house. He didn't do a crime. Imagine, okay, like, hapa sasa ndo hata unauliza Mungu, like, God, where are you? Like, how did you allow it for him to go to prison for more than 2 years for a crime that he didn't commit, Hapa see, we really need to question God, right? He should have done something, right? He should have done something, right? Yes. Ama ni wrong. Alifanya vizuri kuruhusu Joseph went to prison for more than 2 years. Because after he interpreted the dreams of the two, the cupbearer and the the bread. Yeah, after interpreting their dreams, he was there for 2 more years. Then he was remembered and he was called out to go and interpret the king's dream, which got him out of prison and then into his now life purpose. In prison, I don't know what kind of temptations or challenges that you could be going through that can be bigger than being in prison. Sijui kama mnaangalia hizi vitu zenye mnafanya on YouTube. People telling about the experience in prison. How is prison? How do you, I don't know. Do you have a picture of the prison? Let's say Kimathi here in Kenya. You want to open a picture of what you've seen on social media? Of course, not you. Ujaenda huko, but you've seen an experience somewhere maybe on YouTube. Wangapi wameona? Imagine yourself in that situation for more than 2 years for a crime that you didn't commit. So utamwita Mungu for a small meeting, sio? Namwambia tukutane hapo nyuma ya tent. There's something here we need to square out, right? He has to answer why God, why? It is not easy living a life without complaining. It is not easy living a faultless life, especially in this corrupted generation. I don't know, mimi peke yangu naiona kwamba iko corrupted. Hii generation yenye tunaishi. How do you find it? Is it the best? Is it the best? It is the worst, right? It is the worst. You go to sleep and you're like, God, I wish you come hata kama ni overnight and take us home. We are tired of this world, right? And you are expected to live a righteous life in this kind of environment. We are expected as the children of God to live a faultless life, blameless life. It is not easy. Let's look first. It is not easy, and actually, if it were easy, then everybody could do it. See you? Huh? If it were easy, then everybody could do it. See you? Yeah, ndio maana wanasema hata njia ya kwenda mbinguni. Huh? Narrow, right? Yeah, ile njia ndio pana. Because not everybody will be able to do it. There is let's have a look at the book of James chapter 4 verse 7. Can we help me with that? James chapter 4 verse 7.
James chapter 4 verse 7. Submit yourself therefore to God, resist the devil, and he will flee.
Submit yourselves therefore before the Lord, resist the devil and he will flee from you. And you have to do something. It's not something which is going to be easy, but we are going to submit ourselves before God and resist the devil, and the devil will flee from us. This is what exactly Joseph did, and he was able to manage to live, to go through prison for all those years without complaining. Did he complain? He didn't, right? He was able to be betrayed by his brothers, and he was hated by the brothers, but he didn't complain, right? He didn't. And actually, Joseph lived a life that was blameless. So you come up if there is any record of him having a different character than the one that we know. Do we have? We don't. There's beauty in living a life that pleases God. It is important to obey the voice of God. For with it comes with blessings and favor from God. Obedience to the voice of God gives a chance to those that wronged us in the past to reflect in the past mistakes and sincerely repent. Obedience to the voice of God gives those people that offended us in the past to reflect in their mistakes or where they did wrong, and they will sincerely repent if our character will confirm to them that for sure we want to consider. We can see this from the story of Joseph and how they came to reunite with the family, you know. By the time the brothers are meeting Joseph in Egypt, they were down to heart. They were down to heart. Their character was fully changed. The brothers that were with Joseph back home, they were cruel. They were. How can we describe the brothers that were with Joseph back home? Walikuwa cruel, senior. Walikuwa high-tempered, right? Describe them. Describe the brothers. How were they? They were new men, right? They were new men, right? Give me another description of the brothers. They were very selfish. Thank you so much. But after they meet with Joseph in Egypt, these people were totally changed. They were completely changed. They were down to earth, right? They respected their dad. They were loving. They were caring, right? Hata zasile Joseph anawapatia tu challenge kidogo tu, ile anataka tu kuona, are you the same people that I left back home or you changed really? When he tries to like define kwamba they are spies. They've not really come to spy food from Egypt, but they've come to spy the nation of Egypt. You see how they go down on their knees and bow before Joseph. And then something clicks in Joseph's mind, the dream that he had back home. You see the changed brothers to Joseph when they are meeting in Egypt. You see the changed brothers when they are meeting the brothers in Joseph in Egypt. Yeah, this is the beauty of living a blameless life, a faultless life, and also a life with less complaints. God knows why we are wherever we are. God has a very good reason as to why He has allowed us to go through whatever challenges, whatever situation that we may find ourselves in. There's a small story about some two gentlemen. These men were going back home, and they were supposed to take a flight back home. And wakiwa kwa airport, they had their tickets ready, and some man came to them and told them, you know, I can save your money. And these two friends are like, how are you going to do it? And this man, let's call him this man who has a plane, who flies a plane. Let's call him, tumwite jina gani? Yeah? Tumwite Jones, eh? Jones comes to these two friends, let's call them John and Peter, and this is Jones. James, you said James. Whatever the name, James, Jonas, let's call him James. You have James, John, you have Peter. So James comes to Peter and John and tells them, I can save your money by offering you a free flight on my small plane that I fly up here. And these people, they're like, yes, we can do that. Wakamjoin wakaingia kwa aeroplane yake. They set off. James ameketi kwa pilot seat. John amekaa next to the pilot and tumesema John, James, Peter. Let's call him Peter. The pilot is Peter, and we have John seated next to the pilot, and we have James behind John. So they have just gone up high the ground and they are flying off. They are some meters up high, and Peter turns to John. They are some few meters away from the clouds, and Peter tells John that we are few minutes to the clouds, and I can't fly a plane in the cloud. They made me pass out. These two people, they were lawyers, and they have only one pilot here. And the pilot is saying that he cannot fly upright. They are in the sky, they are still flying. There are some few minutes to the clouds. Na anasema, wakati akiingia to the clouds, they make him pass out. And John was like, those words didn't click in his mind. It's like, what do you mean? Oh, Jenny, don't you realize that we are up above the ground? How are we going to, before I confirm, maybe I repeat the exact word that he said, the man collapsed. He passed out. This is John and James. They are lawyers, not pilots. Wako huko juu, angani, in a plane, and the pilot has passed out. Wenye mmeshtuka hivyo na watu wawili wameshtuka hivyo. Hata mimi wale wengi nimeshtuka. So how are we going to make it, The next thing is that these people, they are going to be no more in the next 1 or 3 minutes, video. The plane will come down and crash, and that will be the end of them. So John in front here sees a radio call and takes a microphone and gives it back to his friend James. And he tells him, please ask for help. In a plane, there is a plane etiquette, which they have no clue about them. They're just like, hello, 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 hello. And a voice is heard from the other end, and this person is like, yes, who are you? And don't you know any radio etiquette? And I'm like, no, we don't know. We are in a plane with a passed out pilot. We are seeking for help. And this person was kind enough. He told them, hold on, I'm going to get you an emergency anchorage who is going to help you get home safely. In a few minutes, he got them an anchorage who responded back to them and called them, hello, are you there? They were like, yeah, we are here. We need your help. And the other person was like, hold on, we have your case. We know that you are in the air with a passed out pilot and you need help. But we have a deal. Our work here is to help you get home safe. Our work here is to help you do what? Get home safe. But there's a condition. There's a deal. You have to listen to my voice. You have to listen and obey my voice. Because what option did they have? They only have a radio call. They don't know how to fly the plane, and they're already up here, right? Yeah, did they have another option? The only option they had was to listen to the voice from the other side. And these people were like, we are ready to listen to your voice because we do not have any other option. I don't know if there is a time in your life that you get somewhere that you feel like, yani umefika kona. I don't know. Personally, I have found myself in situations like that, where you feel like you don't know what next from here. Sijui kama niko peke yangu. You find yourself in a situation that you feel like, I don't know, I think it is the end. And this is a time that we need to listen to the voice. The voice is the word of God. And the word, in the beginning there was the word, and the word was with God, and the word is God. You have to listen to my voice. The voice from the other side told them that you have to listen to my voice. And for sure, these people, they were ready to listen to the voice. He promised to clear the traffic and also try to guide them home, which he did. And as they were somewhere near to where they were to get an emergency landing place, the voice from the other side told them that, of course it was at night, and he told them, as you come down, you will see light, and the light will be in the form of a cross. Once you see the light in the form of a cross, know that that is the way. That is the way home. You are almost there. Focus on my voice. Focus on the light at the cross. And for sure you will get home. As these people were trying to get directions from the emergency anchorage, the emergency anchorage warned them of one more thing, that you are some few minutes from a rock. Few minutes from a rock. And you only need to listen to what? Listen to my voice. Listen to my voice. Don't look at the storm. Don't look at the clouds. And don't focus on the rock that is ahead of you. Just listen to my voice. I know in this life we have a number of clouds, a number of voices in our heads that are advising us in many ways, you know. You can't do it. You are not good enough, you know. I'll give up, you know. I don't know what kind of rock that is ahead of you. I don't know how soon is it coming. How soon are you getting to the next rock that is ahead of you? But thank God we have the voice of the Lord that is calling us, that we may focus and only listen and obey His voice. That is our God's voice, and He will get us home. Listen and obey to God's voice, whatever that you're going through. I know we are human. We are human, and in this world, this is the worst world that we are living in, that the world that our ancestors lived in. We go through hell. We go through so many things in this life. Sorry that we cannot tell it, but thank God we have a God that we can tell everything that we are going through. We advise this afternoon that don't look at the clouds. Don't look at the storms. There is a rock ahead of you. I don't know how soon I don't know how soon are you getting to the rock. But if we focus on the voice of the Lord, if we obey the voice of the Lord, we are going to get home safely, right? We are going to get home safely. if we focus at the cross, the way home is at the cross. If we focus at the cross, we are going to get there. Somebody read for me John 10:27. John 10:27.
John chapter 10, verses 27. My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me.
My sheep listen to my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. I don't know if you have such kind of sheep here. My sheep know my voice, and they follow me. There's one thing I need to point out from the story of Joseph before I sit down. I don't remember in the Bible where Joseph went to stand in the pulpit to pray. Did he? Kuna mahali Joseph alienda kusimama at the pulpit to pray, to preach. I don't remember. But his character, his way of life, ilihubiri ama haikuhubiri? Ilihubiri ama haikuhubiri? Do you remember the words of Pharaoh after he interpreted his dream? Alisema aje? Where can we find such a man? In him, the Spirit of God does what? In him, the Spirit of God does what? Yeah. Oh God, this afternoon is looking for just one man and one lady from Dedan Kimathi University. The world out there is looking for just that one person in whom the Spirit of God does what? Dwells. Even as we go about our ups and downs, in our daily activities, let us remember to be representatives of God. Let us remember to carry that character of Jesus Christ. That mahali popote unatembea, wherever you are, God has placed you for the associates, those who are working somewhere, wherever you are working. May your employer be asking, like, where do I find such kind of another man, another person like this one, in whom the Spirit of God does what? Dwells. In your class, may your lecturers be thinking, like, where do we find another person, another girl, another gentleman like him, like her, in whom? In whom? Thank you so much. Henry, I need the choristers to help me do song number 590. Song number 590. That is the end of my presentation.
You desire in us a heart of obedience, a heart that will only look up to you for your voice to speak to our lives, and that we will walk in those footsteps. Father, with ourselves we cannot. Our nature is destroyed, our nature is perverse. It desires what it wants, and it goes ahead in that. But I pray, dear Lord, that will bend us towards your way, that we may desire that which is your good and perfect will upon our lives. Many a times, we desire the wrong ways. I pray, O Lord, that this day, just as we have learned from the story of Joseph, will, in our innermost hearts, desire your righteousness, and to always do and to always follow your way. That to do sin in our life will be so distasteful, will be so disgusting, but we will stand for that which is right this day and forevermore. Bless your maid servant, bless her ministry, keep blessing us all as we enjoy this wonderful day. We pray still for your presence to abide with us and to speak unto our dear souls all the days of our life, and we'll keep lifting your name up higher in our lives. Great is your faithfulness. Keep on blessing us now and forevermore. We pray and trust in Jesus' name.